Schaefer, and you are about to go through the Christian Drama Queen assessment with me. We're going to talk a little bit about the feelings and the thoughts and the behaviors that impact those of us who've been abused or abandoned, and I'm glad that you are here. So, first of all, welcome, and you're listening to the background music that I use for my podcast. If you've not found my podcast yet, please go check it out. It's Chronicles of the Christian Drama Queen. Chronicles of the Christian Drama Queen, and you can find me on, pretty much all of those podcast places, right? So iTunes and Spotify and Amazon Music and iHeartRadio and all of those choices. You can find me there. So as you can see from the video that you are watching right now, I am incredibly authentic. I'm not wearing makeup. I don't get all dressed up for my videos very often. I just come as I am, and I want other people to know that they can come as they are as well. So I hope that you're coming today to watch this video and walk through this assessment with me. I'm just excited that you've made the decision to download the free resource, and that you actually want to take a look at some of these thoughts and feelings, right? So we're going to walk through this. I'm going to show you this screen. I'm going to share my screen with you. This is the actual Are You a Christian Drama Queen assessment. It is exactly who I am. I have had all kinds of drama in my life. Some of it I chose and perpetrated myself, and some of it, of course, was perpetrated against me. And that may be why you are coming to me today. That's maybe the reason why you downloaded the assessment. So I'm going to just walk with you through it and talk to you a little bit about my answers to these questions, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so grab the assessment that you probably already got and has come to you by way of download in the email that I sent you. So the following is a list of thoughts and behaviors that I have discovered to be common in my own life, as well as in the lives of other drama queens like me that I've worked with. This in no way is a comprehensive questionnaire. It's not. There are lots and lots of other topics that we could discuss, but these are the ones that jumped out at me when I began to put the assessment together. I want you to circle the numbers that you believe best describe your own behaviors, thoughts, or choices. And remember, be real honest. I'm not even going to see the numbers, but you will, and God knows whether you're being honest about it or not. And you can email these numbers to me if you want to. The email is right here on the assessment, lisa@christiandramaqueen.com. You can send me those totals, or just go to the calendar.christiandramaqueen.com and book a free call with me, and we will go over them together. Okay? So here are just a few. All right, here are just a few of the thoughts and feelings of the abandoned or abused. All right. Do you ever feel unloved and unwanted? Many people will say, sometimes I feel unloved and unwanted. And the truth of the matter is, for those of us that have been victimized, it's kind of an ongoing emotion, that feeling of not being wanted. When you are abandoned, it's even greater, because when you've been abandoned, even if all kinds of other people are around you and definitely show that they want you, the one person that's not around, the one person that has abandoned you, that's the one that makes impact. That's the one that makes a difference in your lives, in your thoughts, in your behaviors, is that feeling of being unwanted by the one that's abandoned you. So circle these numbers as we go, okay? I have trouble following through. I just had a conversation today with a business mentor of mine, and he noticed that through the months and months that we've been working together that I have a tendency to not want to follow through. I noticed it myself. I feel abandoned or abused. That's probably one of the reasons that you've got this assessment. So that's probably going to be a 4 or 5. I have no peace. I wrestle with feelings of insecurity. Even with the most money in the bank account, even with good health, even with a strong family unit around me, I still feel as if things are going to go wrong and go wrong quickly. I don't feel safe. So if you have those feelings of insecurity, circle the number that most applies to you. You struggle with anger, or in my case, it was just flat out rage. It would come from nowhere and would always be directed toward the wrong people. I get restless easily and I feel like I need to make a change. Are you a nomad? Feel like I got to go every 3 years, buy a new house, get a new place, rent a new place, start a new job, do something different? Got to make a change. Are you a people pleaser? You have trouble saying no? That's real common for those of us that are victims because we attach the kind of love that we're going to get from people we care about. We attach the love that they're going to give us with our ability to say yes, right? And how often we want to make sure they're happy with us. So that's a real common behavior. When there's conflict, I feel like I have to have a resolution. Things have to be worked out and figured out. Think about it. Do you have a fear of being left out? Maybe once in a while, at least. I know that was really strongly impacting me when I was in high school or college, but even in my 20s, as we began to get very active in our church, I realized I was jealous when I felt like I was not being included. I take responsibility for my children's failures and poor choices. Okay, that's a big one for me. I take responsibility for the failures of others as if I could have fixed it or made it better. I have trouble trusting others. I have trouble trusting God. Now that one steps on a lot of toes, right? I look or have looked for love in all the wrong places. That's a very common quality amongst those of us who've been victimized, especially sexually, or abandoned by fathers or husbands. I struggle with addiction. Maybe it's drugs or alcohol. For me, and it's quite evident on the video, I have struggled with food. That has been my biggest addiction. I look to food for comfort, just like a lot of people look to alcohol to numb them from their pain. Do you have trouble forgiving others who've hurt you? Do you have trouble forgiving yourself? Circle the number here. Okay? Now listen, there are a couple of ways you can go from this point. You've got this assessment, you filled it out, you're going to add up all of those numbers. You can send me the score if you want to, and we can talk about it. You can book an assessment call with me. You've got the email for me, so you know how to do both of those things, right? You can also, just go on. You can just admit that this is a problem, this bitterness thing that you've got going is a problem, and you can just ignore it and not really do anything about it if that's what you want to do. I mean, I'll leave that, it's up to you. But what I'd like for you to realize is that you've probably already been living a certain way, right, for a very long time, and it's not helping. Things are not getting better, right? And if they're not getting better, why not make the effort to change them? Okay? So, like I said, you can book that free call with me and we'll talk about it, and I'll show you how we can walk through the process of finding freedom through forgiveness. You can also buy one of my 2 Bible studies. That's where this assessment took me once I filled it out. I wrote 2 studies. They're available on Amazon. Discarded, which is a daughter's journey to reclaim freedom and forgive the father who left her behind. You can get that from Amazon, or you can just shoot me an email and I'll send you a spiral-bound copy, and we'll book payment for that, make arrangements for that. And then, of course, there is also the Bible study that I wrote called Forgiving the Unforgivable, a Christian Victim's Guide to Forgiving the Unforgivable. That one is too available also on Amazon, but you can get it for me at lisa@christiandramaqueen.com. Listen, let's do something to make things different, to make our lives better, to break that bondage of bitterness, and to allow the Lord to bring healing. And He might even give you a love for your perpetrator like He did for me. He may even give you some gratitude for a painful past, because we can look at what we've been through differently when we look through God's eyes at those events, right? Listen, keep in touch with me, and I love you.